I'm not on here to bash Chris Paul and the way he does things, but I'm just saying that players only gravitate to the leadership style of Chris Paul if they see that you have a track record of producing.
I'm Amanda Borges with The Spin. Days after their on-court fight, the drama continues between Chris Paul and Rajon Rondo. The Lakers said this to ESPN, quote, "Everyone wants to believe Chris Paul is a good guy. They don't know he's a horrible teammate. They don't know how he treats people," unquote. Well, Rockets general manager Daryl Morey responded to this via Twitter simply with a photo of a black pot and a black kettle. Well, senior NBA insider Chris Haynes joins me now. Chris, from what you've heard around the league, what do other players really think of CP3?
Well, it's not a secret. Most players who have played with Chris Paul say that he is a tough leader. And what I mean by a tough leader is that he's a guy who he will rip you at any notice. Like, he would just go at you, practice, game, he doesn't care who's watching, and he pretty much leaves it at that. While you take Rajon Rondo's leadership style, he'll do that, and he may show you up, but from what I was told by a couple of players, they say that at the end of the day, he'll come over and say, "Hey, big guy, hey, young fella, this is why I said that at that time. I'm looking for you to do such and such." And so that's just a different way of going about it. And Jimmy Butler has that same type of Chris Paul leadership style where he'll attack you relentlessly at times, depending on who you are, and expect and hope that you will overcome that and thrive and do better on the court. And so it's really difficult for players to kind of buy into that leadership style when they look at your fingers and they don't see any jewelry. And so that's just a problem that players have had with Chris Paul throughout the years.
Chris, you mentioned a little bit about Rondo's leadership style. So can you fill us in on what his reputation is around the NBA?
No, like I said, it's almost similar. He's very tough, and sometimes he'll say what he has to say, and it won't look good for people from the outside looking in to see that. But take his episode he had with the Chicago Bulls a couple years ago. Remember when Jimmy Butler, Dwayne Wade were kind of getting into it with the young guys, and Rondo kind of galvanized those guys and took the young guys under his wing. And he said, "Hey, leaders shouldn't lead and operate in that fashion, in that manner." And that's just the way Rondo goes about his business. He'll attack you, he'll cuss you out, he'll say what he needs to say, and it may be in front of 20,000 people. But at the end of the day, from what I was told, some players have told me, is that when the game is over or when practice is over, he puts his arms around you and says, "Hey, did you get what I was trying to do? It may not have came across in the appropriate manner at the time, but this is why I said that." And guys respect that. And look, I'm not on here to bash Chris Paul and the way he does things, but I'm just saying that players only gravitate to the leadership style of Chris Paul if they see that you have a track record of producing. As of yet, Chris Paul has a track record during the regular season, not deep in the postseason, and definitely not in the finals.
Well, for now, circle your calendars. December 13th, the Lakers head to Houston to face the Rockets, so we'll see if there are some more fireworks. Thanks, Chris. For more on this and everything around the NBA, make sure to follow Yahoo Sports NBA and keep it locked right here on The Spin.